Hi everyone, this is a video on my latest little shape card creation. This is my little 1920s cloche hat. I have a blog post about this little hat, and I did an original blog post where I started with an original design that got a few army helmet comments from dear husband. So I did a few modifications to the original design, and then I went ahead and I created a second style shaped hat. So I just wanted to show you a couple of the ones that I've come up with. So the original design was this sort of more rounded looking version, and I've done a few different little iterations of this little guy here. So this is using some the Morning Mocha DSP. This has just got a little bit of a bow. The template on my blog site does have the base card and all the little sections. You get some different types of bands to choose between. So this one is a wide band with a little narrow insert. It also comes with a separate top section and bottom section, so you can have two-toned little cards. And then it also has, excuse me guys, the second style of hat, which is just a little bit different. It's got a bit of a different sort of shape to it. And again, you get a few different band styles to use, and you get separate top and bottom sections, plus you get full sections, and you get the card base. And a couple of different size bands for this guy, so the really thin ones as well as these really thick ones. So the template's quite comprehensive. It does have two different styles of card, and for all intents and purposes I've just called them style A and style B. So style A pieces belong with the style A base obviously, and style B pieces belong with the style B base. That makes sense. Okay, so I just wanted to show you sort of how I put these ones together. There are more photos on my blog of each of the individual hats that I've got here. So what I wanted to do is I want to just quickly make you up a simple version. So what I've done is I've gone and cut out, this is base B, and you can see it actually fits on half an A4 piece of cardstock, so you can get two hat bases out of one piece of cardstock. And then I've gone ahead and cut out for style B, the separate top and the separate brim out of this one. So basically the same as when you're doing any of my other shaped cards, so either the baby shoe or the high heel card. I use Tombow to put these together. That's kind of always the best way, I think, to make sure they're all lined up. So basically you fold the card base in half, and then you just glue your pieces on. Now if you're going to do the full piece, it's quite straightforward, you sort of glue the whole thing on. But if you are going to do the separate pieces, it's always important to glue your brim on first, as that's a really good starting point to make sure that everything's going to line up for you. So the brim gets Tombow glue on the back of it, and then basically I open up the card a little bit so that I've got my hands between the two layers, gluing on the brim, and then just moving it around. It gives you a bit of time with that Tombow glue to make sure that everything's lined up lovely. So that's the little brim piece that goes on there. Now the same with the other shaped cards. You've got this kind of area at the top that's where the join is, and you don't want to put glue all the way to the top of this brim piece here because you'll have glue hanging over the back. So when you get to the top section, it's always easier sort of just to run the glue on the card itself. And then just make sure you've got your base around, your top around the right way. There is a right and a wrong way, guys, and try it on there, and I should have showed you before I put the glue on there, but make sure you try it on to make sure that you've got it around the right way, and it will fit neatly together. So your brim will touch your top, and it'll fit, like there'll be not really any gap between the two sections there, and it'll fit nice and neatly around there like that. Okay, so that's basically all you have to do. It's just really sticking it on. It's quite simple. And then I've just done, on a few of them, I've done the cutout bands that I've provided, and some of them I've added ribbon. I've got a fair bit of ribbon retiring and Stampin' Up catalogue in Australia, so I'm actually getting a bit of ribbon crazy at the moment and trying to use up all my spare ribbon. So a lot of my cards have got ribbon on them at the moment. So I just put, to attach the ribbon, I just put a bit of tape on the inside. Now if you are using the full the full section, when you're putting your ribbon on, you can actually put the ribbon behind the full panel piece, so wrap it behind there before you glue it on, so you don't have to see it at the back. But for these joiny pieces, if you just put a little bit of tape on the back, you can still put your ribbon on nicely. Now I'm just going to wrap the ribbon one end, stretch it across the front till I'm happy, and wrap it to the back. Now I'll probably go and cover that again a bit later on, but for now that's what I'm going to show you, just a little bit of a ribbon center across there. And then the big thing about these cards, more than anything guys, is the fact that they're designed to show off all those wonderful flowers that we make. I mean, the whole big thing with these cards is they were very simple hats in the 1920s, but their decorations were amazing. So for this little card, I've gone ahead and made one of my chrysanthemums. There's a video tutorial on my blog about how to make that one. So I'm just going to finish this little hat off with a beautiful little chrysanthemum on it. And I had to make a pink one because I haven't done a pink one yet. So that's how easy they come together, guys. Now, they can stand up on their own on the desktop, so you can just have them standing up, so they can, you know, be a nice piece of artwork. But you also can turn them into a bit of an easel type card. So for example, I've got this one here that I've made into an easel card. It's very hard to show you an easel card from the top down. But basically, this like all other easel cards that you make, and I'll show you what I did to make it into an easel card. This is the card base again, folded in half. And basically all I did to make it an easel card was I opened up the top flap, refolded back in my top portion of my card, helps if I show you, to the bottom meets that fold line there. Score along there, and that gives you your little bit of easel like that. And then what I do for this card here, I've just gone and embossed the top section with an embossing folder. Going to do the same thing, and this is what I was meaning before about the ribbon. If you do have a full base, front cover, you can put your ribbon on before you stick it to your card, and then you won't see any ribbon on the inside of your card. So then when you're going to attach it on the front, now you'll notice this one here, guys, is very different to all the other styles that I've done. Only that I flipped the card around and made it the other direction. The reason I did that is that when I embossed, I made an oopsie and I debossed instead of embossed the side I wanted. But that's not a problem because this template, you can make your card with your peak on your brim on one side, or you can fold it back the other way and make the peak on the brim on the other side. It really doesn't matter. So no mistakes, just different looking hats. So this one's got the little peak on this side here. Now for these easel cards, the tip I give you is that you want to put double-sided tape just below that fold line there that you have done on the front, and then still tombow the rest of it down because you do need to still line it up. So I just sort of tombow the bottom section, helps if I show you. I leave that double-sided tape on there, line my hat up onto the card base, and see I'm using the tombow still to move it around to make sure it's right. And then when I'm happy that it's in the right spot, that's when I remove this piece of double-sided tape. So now I flip in here, oh gosh, show you everybody what I'm doing. I flip in here now, take that double-sided tape off, and then just press it down. Now you don't want to do that until your tombow is all lined up. Otherwise, you'll end up with a card, and just push it down along that back edge there. Otherwise, you'll end up with a card that's not lined up. And so that does do a little easel number there. And you can, if you want to, put a little rose to keep it up, but they actually easel quite nicely. And then it just folds flat like it normally would. And then again, it's all about the flowers and the embellishments. So I've just done one of the little bit of bling here. And I'm just going to get a dimensional, which I forgot to put on the back. And I'm going to put that one, oops, dimensional stuck to me, about there, I think, maybe. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, so then I've got a little flower on that one. So that's all ready to go. Now, the other thing I wanted to quickly show you is that these cards that I make, I keep forgetting that American and Canadian and possibly other countries too don't have the same size envelopes we have, but the Australian Stampin' Up! Envelopes, our cards, these cards fit neatly inside. And let me just go out a little bit further so you can actually see. So they fit neatly inside and you can post them quite easily. So that's one design. That's one style, and I'll show you the other style, which is this style A here. That'll fit nicely in an envelope too. So you can post them away through the mail. However, in saying that, when we've got a beautiful card with a gorgeous embellishment on like that, it's hard to send in the post. So what I thought I would do is, if we've got a hat, why not make a hat box? So I've actually gone ahead and I've made a little gift box to send your card in. So this is just a little hat box that I'm calling. I've got a little monogram tag on it there, and then the gift box opens, and voila, that's the original card that probably a lot of you have seen on my blog to date. So this is too bulky to put in an envelope, so it's a good idea to make a little box for them. I do have instructions for the box as well, and I'll quickly show you how those boxes go together. So I'm going to make a box for my rolled rose little hat, and the box dimensions fit both style cards in them. So you'll have dimensions for a box base, a box lid, and a lining piece, and some ribbon that you'll need to tie it all together. So with my boxes, I tend to always do double reinforced sides. You probably don't have to, but I like to have really sturdy boxes when I make them for my 3D items, because nothing's worse than having it crushed. So you could eliminate the extra top panel here and just have the one inside panel. It is really up to you what you'd like to do. But basically, once you've scored along all the marks and you've cut your box to look sort of like that, you've got to cut along some of the score lines to get the pieces cut out. It's a matter of just taking off the double-sided tape, which I've gone ahead and stuck on, and then just putting your box together. Now, this is tricky to show you and line up, but I just line up the corners nice and neat, and I work my way around. So once you've got all four sides connected, guys, it's just a matter of, obviously a piece of double-sided tape's missing off of there. It's a matter of putting your end. I put the end flaps in first to cover the tab. See, there's two tabs on that end. I don't know how well you can see that on black, but I put the ends on down first that have got the tabs. Then I'm just putting my bone folder in there to give that a good push down. Now I'm going to have to put a piece of tape on this end as well. Clearly I didn't do that very well in my preparation. All right, now take off that end as well and push that one in, and again with the bone folder just to make sure that end's in nice. Now these side two pieces, just test that they're going to fit in nicely. Now if they don't, see how that's a bit bowy? It's because it's a bit longer because you've got double thickness here. All I do is I open this back up and then I just give it a little tiny bit of a trim. Take just like 1/8 of an inch out of those little corners so that you've just got sides that are a little bit narrower. Now I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing, guys, but just basically trim away, because this is just reinforcing, so you want it to sit. Now see how that sits much flatter and nicer in there? So once you've just trimmed away just 1/8 of an inch, maybe not even that, maybe just a 1/16, just a smidging, all right? And then that inside will sit nice and flat for you, not all bubbly. Now these are quite sturdy little boxes because of this extra reinforcing. Like I said, you don't have to do it. You do need 12-inch cardstock if you are going to do the reinforcing. So that's, just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to fold this last one in and give it a push down. All right, so then what we need to do is we're going to put our lining in our box. Now I've just got some cherry cobbler, which goes with our hat colour. You can see it fits nice and tightly in there. Okay, so what we're going to do then, I've got a couple of 12-inch pieces of ribbon. Then I just want to stick these in the centre. Now, pencil under all this mess here, guys. It's about 3 inches, so I just come in and I just put a bit of a pencil mark to know that that's about the centre of my DSP. Pull this tape off, centre my ribbon, go to the other side, turn this around. Okay, follow that centre line across. Beautiful. So now my ribbon is in the center of the box on the long sides. Take off the rest of that tape, bring my box back in, hold the ribbon out the way. Now your lining paper does fit nice and neatly in, as you saw when I dropped it in there. So I just push it in on one edge and then just lay it across. And when you do work with double-sided tape, you know, once you're down, you're down. You can't, there's no second goes at that, guys. But anyway, so give it a good push down in. Now you've got a beautiful patterned bottom for your box, okay? Now the last thing is that I make sure my little hat box loops go up through my lid. So here's my lid, and this lid I've gone and embossed it with some black embossing powder with that a stamp set that I think we're losing, the Baraki motifs or something it's called. I never know how to pronounce that. Okay. Some black embossing still on my bone folder there. Whoops, obviously something I haven't set. Okay, so then all it is, this one is not double lined, it's just a standard box lid. Now before you put it together, what we're actually going to do is we're going to put the slots in for our ribbon. So you've got to fold it all up like that. Now the ribbon, how I do the slots, we don't have a slot punch, that's not a problem. I use my tag punches. I just find the tag punch that is the tip there is as wide as the ribbon that I want to use. And then again, I'm going to mark with my pencil on my side long pieces about the halfway mark, which is about 3 centimetres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold those side pieces down and under, and I've got the little pencil mark on that seam, which is pretty tricky to see. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, guys. Probably not very well at all, but I've got a little tick mark right in the centre there, and all I'm going to do is put my tag punch in with the double foldy bit. Oh, hang on, wait till I get it in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to centre that little pencil mark that I made right in the centre of my punch here. And I only want the smallest little slither punched off. So can you see how much it is there, guys? It's just the teeniest, tiniest little slither. And push it through, and that gives you a really pretty slot. So you don't need a slot punch. We've got tag punches we can do. Okay, same on the other side, 3 centimetre mark, put a little tick, fold it in half, put our tag punch back in, centre the tick mark in the centre of that punch at the top. You just want a slither taken out, not too much because you'll have a gaping big hole and it'll look yucky. Tiny, tiny little click out. Okay, so then you've got 2 slits in the lid of your hat box. Now you can continue to assemble the lid. Okay, so let's put this guy together. Beautiful hat in its hat box. I'm just going to thread up the ribbon from the inside of the box through the slits that we've made on our lid. Put my lid on, and I'm hoping that it'll fit nicely. Usually always does, except when I'm videoing, and then it's going to go pear-shaped on me. No, it's not. It fits. Okay, so we've got a beautiful box lid. Let's just tie that in a lovely bow. And we've got our hat in a hat box. So if you do those gorgeous flowers and the big flowers on your hats, you might want to consider putting a hat box. Now you can get the template on my blog site for both hats come together in the one template, and there is an extra tutorial for the hat box, because like I said, you can fit them in an envelope if you want to, but you can save a bit of money and buy the template and the box as a complete unit. But you certainly don't have to have the box, but I think it is a cute little sort of addition for a hat. So have a look on my blog site, guys. There are loads of pictures of all of these hats that I've made. And thanks for all the feedback on the very first original one that I popped up on my blog, and I was able to get refine the design and refine the pattern. So I really hope that you enjoyed this card, and have fun. Whip out all those tutorials that you've got for 3-dimensional flowers, and have a blast. All right, thanks guys.